Hello my dear students, how are you? I hope you are all doing fine, and I hope you have studied unit 9 well, because we are gonna study unit 10 today about electricity. So let's start with lesson 1. What is electricity? Do you know the meaning of electricity? You know the electricity, the electrical energy we have studied before in the last unit. But actually, before starting the electricity and what does it mean, let's first start to know the structure of the matter. Do you remember the matter we have studied in unit 7? Matter is anything, as we have said before, that has mass and take up a space. Yes, it is anything that has a mass and takes up a space. But now the question is, from what the matter consists? The matter consists of what? What is the smallest part of matter? What is the smallest building unit of matter? The smallest building unit, the smallest block, the building block of matter. What does it mean, or what is it? It's called atom. It's called atom. So atoms are the building blocks of matter, or the building units of matter. The smallest building unit of matter is called atom. So actually atom is very small that you cannot see it by your naked eye. It cannot be seen by your naked eye, even if by any kind of microscope, just a special kind of microscope. So atoms are so small that you cannot even see them without a special microscope. This is a special microscope only for seeing atoms, not any kind of microscope. So that it's very small, very tiny. The atom is very tiny, and in spite of that, atoms are made up of even smaller particles. Can you imagine? Atoms are very small, are very tiny, and in spite of that, they are made of even smaller particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons. Again, the atom consists of protons, neutrons, and electrons. So let's see the shape of the atom. The atom is like that. Okay, so we have protons. You can see the red ones. The red balls refer to protons, and the white ones refer to neutrons, and those blue ones which are revolving around them are referring to electrons. So again, the atom consists of smaller particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons, the red ones, those white ones, neutrons, and the electrons are the blue ones. So actually protons and neutrons are found in a region of the atom called the nucleus. This place that the protons and the neutrons are found in is called nucleus. Is called nucleus of the atom. While the electrons, can you see these electrons, the blue ones? Yes, they are found in a region or a place of mostly empty space. You can see they are flying. They are revolving in an empty space called electron cloud. Electron cloud. So again, the protons and the neutrons are found in a region called nucleus of the atom, while the electrons, those blue ones, are revolving around them in an empty space called electron cloud. So the main difference between protons, electrons, and the neutrons is their electric charge. What does it mean, electric charge? Of course, there is difference between protons, electrons, and neutrons. But what is the difference between them? The difference between them is called electric charge. What does it mean, the electric charge? The electric charge means a property of a particle. Particle here refers to electron, proton, neutron, any one of these ones. Any one is called particle. The property of a particle that affects how it behaves around other particle. How it behaves around other particles. For example, those two ones, the protons and neutrons, are together here, as we have said, in a place called nucleus. They are revolving in a kind or in a special kind of behavior, while the electrons revolving in this electron cloud, in that empty place or the empty space called the electron cloud. So the electrons have special kind of behavior than protons and neutrons. So the property of the particle that affect how it behaves, how it moves around other particles, is called the electric charge. So that's why, or that means that protons, electrons and the neutrons, each one of them has different behavior, has different kind of charge. So let's see, as we see here in the picture, the protons have which kind of a charge? Can you see the red ones? The protons, they have positive charge. Positive charge means they have this plus sign. You know the plus signs? The plus sign, yes. So those ones that have plus sign, they are called positive charge. Positive charge. While electrons, can you see the electrons? They have this sign like minus. It's called negative charge. Negative charge. So protons have a positive charge, positive one, positive, each one has only positive one or one plus. Electrons have a negative charge, negative one or like minus one. This minus called negative, this minus is called negative one, and this plus is called positive one. But can you see the neutron? The neutrons have no charge. It seems that the neutron has no charge. Actually, yes, the neutron has no charge because neutrons are neutral. Neutral means they have no charge. No positive, no negative. Neither positive either nor negative. So neutrons are neutral. Neutral means have no charge. So again, protons have a positive charge, electrons have negative charge, electrons, while neutrons are neutral or have no charge, as you see here in the picture of the structure of the atom. Okay? So when an atom has an equal amount of protons and electrons, when the number of protons and number of electrons are the same, are equal to each other, the charges cancel each other. Cancel each other means if we have 3 protons and 3 electrons, 3 and 3, so it means that we have 3 positive charges and 3 negative charges. Both of them cancel each other. Cancel each other means that the atom itself has no charge. In this case, the atom has no charge. No charge means, as we have said since a while, neutral. Yes. So the atom itself is neutral or has no charge, like that neutron, as we have said since a while. But when the atom again has equal number of protons and electrons, the number of protons equal the number of electrons. In this case, the charges cancel each other. So in this case, the atom has no charge. Like this atom, for example, here we have 2 atoms, one on the right side and the other one on the left side. Actually, each of these atoms has the same number of protons and electrons. Let's count together. The protons are the red ones. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 red balls, means we have 9 protons. So let's count the electrons, the blue ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again 9. So if the number of protons equal the number of electrons, so this atom is neutral. Neutral means it has no charge because the number of protons equal the number of electrons. What about the other one on the left side? Let's count together the number of protons. 1, 2, 3. 3 protons and the number of electrons 1, 2, 3. Again the same number. So each of these atoms has the same number of protons and electrons, which means in both of them are neutral. Both of them are neutral. Why? Because the number of protons equal the number of electrons. atoms sometimes, not always, gain or lose electrons. Again, atoms sometimes gain or lose electrons, but gaining or losing electrons will change the positive or negative charge of the atom. For example, here the atom is neutral. Neutral means it's not positive or negative. So, right? But if an electron is gained or lost from the atom, what happens to the atom? Will it be neutral? If the number of electrons becomes more or the number of electrons become less, so it will not be neutral. The charge of the atom changes into positive or negative. For example, let's see an example. In this picture, we have said that we have 9 electrons and 9 protons, as we have said since a while in the previous picture. But what about if an electron escaped from that atom on the left side, going to the right one? What happens to the number of electrons here? Will it become the same? No. Here the number of electrons becomes more than the number of protons. The number of electrons becomes 10, while the protons is still 9. So the atom gains an electron. When the atom gains an electron or more, it becomes negative charge, or the atom will have a negative charge. So in this case, an electron from the atom on the left moves to the atom on the right. So again, what happens to the atom? It becomes negative. It's not neutral anymore because the atom gains electron, so it becomes, or it has, a negative charge. So what about the other one on the left side? The atom on the left side, after escaping of this electron, what happens to this atom? The number of electrons become only 2, so it means it loses one electron, while the number of protons are still 3, 1, 2, 3, but the electrons are still 2, or became 2, because one of them escaped to the other one. So in this case, if the atom loses electrons, what happens? It will have a positive charge. Why positive? Because the positive particles, the positive protons, as we have said, the protons have positive charge, becomes more than the electrons, which are negative. So in this case, the atoms become positive. The atom become positive. So if the atom loses electrons, it will have a positive charge. So this atom on the right side becomes negative, while the other one on the left side becomes negative. So the atom on the left now has a charge of positive 1, extra positive 1, extra proton. So the atom on the right has a charge of negative 1. Here's an extra electron at the right side, while on the right side an extra proton, extra positive 1. Okay, so in this case the atom gains electron and it will have a negative charge, while in the other case, or in the other atom on the left side, it loses electron and will have positive charge. Okay, so today you have studied the structure of the atom from inside, and in our next session we are going to continue about the electric charge. See you. Bye bye.